No, I didn't hit the go, or I didn't forget to hit the go live button. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today we're going to be working on these two motherboards. These are motherboards. I'll probably call them logic boards because I work on a lot of Mac stuff and we call them logic boards there for some reason. But these motherboards were in a lot of stuff. Oh, not that. Here we go. Lot of stuff that I bought earlier this week, and on Tuesday I did a stream showing off that lot of stuff. These two boards were sort of sad boards, and the reason this one was sad is because of these guys. Look at these guys. That is pretty disgusting. These are some of the worst caps that I've ever seen. And so this board had some bad caps. This board had a lot of corrosion. We had our old friend Varta visit and left a giant mess right there. And so this is one of the sockets that, that's left from that. Let's see, this one is also pretty darn grody. And I think one of our chips might actually be damaged. So there might be an issue with getting this board to work. So this board, I guess I should turn on my soldering iron because I am not ready. This board had a bunch of corrosion, and I wish I could show that to you, but I am having technical difficulties. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, and let me say hi to folks in the chat here as you're looking at this board. I'll hold it up a little bit closer. You can see the bad area. This. Come on. Yeah, this thing is not showing me all of my pictures. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to show this to you. Wow, lots of messages in chat. Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Alan Gracia, Tech Ambrosia, Garth Beagle, Jack68K, Joe Williams, Francois Reval, Garth Beagle. Oh, I said hi to Garth Beagle already. Hi again. Gut Bomb is here. I803866SX is here. Oh, Chris Angelis is here. And I'm not working on any Mac stuff today, Chris. I'm sorry. Trina says I get a gold star for calling them motherboards. Hello, Trina. Oh, jeez. Tech Ambrosia says I should send you my KT133 socket A board, and you can see even worse caps. Yeah, that one was a pretty bad board for caps back in the day. This one was this thing was pretty grody. So you can see that a bunch of the solder mask is bubbled up and come off. So this thing, the reason I'm sort of scrambling is I had to run to work this morning because I keep my ultrasonic bath at work. And I gave this thing a vinegar ultrasonic bath. So this was all green, as you can see. You can see some remnants of green, but you can also see some nice pink bare copper. That's the vinegar doing its work. That's why I like to do some vinegar stuff. But let's start with this one because this should be an easier job. And if I get frustrated with this, then we could just end the stream. So this thing it's a socket 370 board. I forget what's the CPU that was in here. I think I repasted it. It's a Pentium 3 800. Okay, which is fine. It's not a particularly exciting Pentium 3. It's a nice performing P3. It's a Pentium 3 copper mine. Okay, and so Pentium 3 copper mines for the day, they were very, very nice performing CPUs. And they don't get me excited. I have, some other Pentium 3 systems. But when I was looking at this board, getting the caps off, and so you can see this has all been cleaned up real nice now, I noticed the chipset. So this is a VT82C694T. And so that T at the end is something that's kind of exciting. And I bet you Tech Ambrosia, T for Tech Ambrosia, knows what that T is for. And that's what got me all revved up about this board. So we got to get this board working. It didn't get me all revved up like a Rev C. Look at these traces. Nice wiggly traces. Look at them trying to match their distances. Tech Ambrosia knows T for Tualatin. And so yes, this thing should support Tualatin processors, which are very, very sexy. And hopefully this board supports overclocking. This board is theoretically a DFI CA64-TC. From what I've been able to tell. I haven't booted it up yet, so I don't know exactly what this board is, but that's theoretically what we're dealing with here. So we got our thing on. I did make a, oops, sorry, this is not right here. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. I am starting to make a capacitor map for this board, and I'll have a link posted in the video description for the capacitor map. But you can see it's mostly 3300 microfarad 6.3 volts to 2200 microfarad 10 volts, and one 1500 microfarad something or other. What one was that one? Oh god, oh gosh, oh geez, oh I'm doing it wrong. 1500 microfarad 10 volt. So there you go. So let's get to soldering. It's been like 9 minutes. Well, I guess I got started a little late. Put some nice red caps on this thing. Oh, what are you looking at right now? You should be looking at this. Yeah, and so the Tualatin P3s, as Amber described in there, die shrink, some other fun bits, nice cache. One of the nice things is that you can crank up the CPU speed, and I have one of these, a Tualatin that's running at like 1.4 gigahertz very stably. The cache on the default CPU I think was either 256K or 512. The Pentium or the Celeron version was also 256K, but I think they added a little bit of latency. But supposedly that extra bit of latency helps with overclocking. So the Celeron Tualatin CPUs were like super awesome CPUs. All right, it's 2200 microfarad, 10 volts. All right, so one of the things I did here that's not great, and if you look at Epictronics' videos, he does a really nice job showing you how to recap these things the right way. I'm sort of hearkening back to my old days of when I used to recap before I had like fancy equipment. These things are a pain in the butt. We've got giant ground planes, and which one am I on? I'm on that one. Sometimes it can take a lot of heat in these boards to get, and you bend your caps. Marcus Mayfield says, I've never heard a Celeron referred to as awesome. Oh, then you don't know the joys of Tualatin Celerons. All right, we're gonna try to do this the right way. We might totally fail. This board might make me look like a fool. We'll see. We'll see. Uh-oh. I'm also running out of solder braid. So the first batch of Celerons, the ones that didn't have any cache, I was never a big fan of. But that second generation of Celerons, where the cache was built into the die, and you could overclock them like a mofo. Oh, actually, no, they weren't built into the die. They were on the board. It was before Socket 370 became a thing. I have to look and see if I have any of those in my collection. I might not have kept many slot 1 Celerons around. Jack68K says, I love the look of the red Worth caps. Yeah, they are neat. So I'm kind of using this one as like a little pick because there's just a little tiny bit of solder left in there. There we go. Oh, it's the Mendocino Celerons that had the on-die cache. Okay. Oh, jeez. All right. Let's see. We're getting close. Okay, so this one is fighting me. So we're just gonna put a little solder down in that. Let it heat up for a moment, and then we're going to do this the way I used to. So we're going to put our lead in the hole. So couldn't get that hole perfectly clean. Now we're going to heat that up, and now that goes in there real nice. Now we got our other hole is cleaned up, and this will go in much nicer now. Sometimes when you get these big planes, they can want to fight you a little bit. Okay. This one we've already cleaned out. But I ganked up that leg. There we go. And you can see I'm using my giant iron for this one. Lots of thermal mass help with that. Help with that flow. Get that heat in there. Ian Scott's here. How's it going, Ian? So I just made sure they were flush. Now I'm going to go and do the other leg. And it looks kind of bad because we have some burnt flux on there, but that's okay. That'll clean up real nice. All right, so that's those. So now we need a 1500 microfarad 10 volt. That's for that spot over there. Oh. Drop my solder braid. So we don't have any solder braid left. Oh, this is going downhill quick. This is going downhill quick. Let's use the solder pulp. Let's see if that gets us where we need to go. Oh, I missed. And I think the solder pult's clogged. There we go. Does the solder pult ever let us down? Maybe it just let us down there. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh, the solder pult let us down. It's hard to do with a tip this big. There we go. You can hear when the solder pult is starting to get a little clogged. It just doesn't have that strength of thunk that you get. But it's working its best it can here. We're getting there. We're getting there. So the Moo gun, I don't like to use for boards like this. If you preheat your board, it can be okay. Toiletty is toiletist. But it can be kind of difficult to get proper heat transfer with the little nubbin. Also, since you mentioned the Moo gun, I gotta show you something. Don't let me forget today. Let me do this because I know I'm gonna forget what I'm doing. All right, so I wasn't able to perfectly clear that via, so I'm gonna fill that back in with solder. I'm gonna line that up. Heat that up. And now that goes in there nice. Yeah, as Francois says, sometimes you can damage things with the Moo gun. I have. There's some things. So like the other board that we're gonna work on today, I used the Moo gun extensively to get all of those chips off and the sockets. I'm gonna show you my Moo gun and it's dirty. So I don't know if you remember, I had a Moo gun tip that like totally decomposed on itself, and this was my backup tip. And I don't know if it's easy to see, but look at that hole that's starting to form on the side there, right? And so then Dave gave me a super chat so that I could buy new tips, and I wound up buying a Hacko tip, and I forget which part number this one was. I don't know if you can tell based off of this. But the tip was solid. It was flat on the front. Like it was totally covered up. And so I drilled out, I used a drill to drill it out, and this tip has been awesome. This tip works way better than the Moo gun. So this is an Anstey whatever ZD915 that Gut Bomb gave me, and it's been fine. It's been a decent machine, but this Hacko tip that I drilled a hole in works way better than the tips that it came with. I don't know why, but it's so nice. Francois says, "You sure it wasn't just tinned on purpose?" It's possible. Maybe I'm an idiot, but it seemed very solid. Gutbaum says you are meant to heat them and vacuum it in. Okay, well there you go. Gutbaum was right. Or Francois was right. Gutbaum confirmed. Okay, what do we need now? What are we looking for? 2200, no. 3300 microfarads, 6.3 volts. Uh-oh. Looks like we're getting low on these. Uh-oh. Why do I have a capson in here? We do not want a capson in here. I think we're going to go with 3300 microfarads, 16 volts. Okay, so we're going to stick that one in there. We need some of these ones with thinner diameters. Look at that, that's a long boy. Problem with these giant tips, sometimes it's hard to get them actually to the via. Get poor contact. That one went fine. Why don't you want to go to your home? I have to pull out the little tip. That guy does not want to go in there. Get in there. Did I put it in the right? Yeah, that's right. Rudy's Retro Intel is here. How's it going? If there's someone else that I've missed, say hi again. I apologize. Chat seems to be going kind of fast today, even though I'm going kind of slow. I hate when I go and do something in the morning before a stream. It gets me all frazzled. Alright, now you're good. Oh, the American cheese. I mean, it's going to be better than no cheese, right? Not that I'm really going to defend it. I'm not going to go out of my way to put American cheese on a pizza. But if you got to have some cheese, I guess if you're putting American cheese on it, it's more of a melt than a pizza, right? So the other thing is there's a ton of these other caps that are, I think they're all probably 1000 microfarads, 6.3 volt OST caps. They probably should be done. We're not going to do that today. Okay. Now we got these thick caps. I don't have enough of the thin ones. And I don't really want to put, oh, actually. Yeah, what is this? Got another capson hiding in there. What the heck is going on? Who cleaned my workshop? Of these. Rudy asked if anyone's had potato pizza. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, come on. Oh. Let's see if we can get the solder bolt on that. Okay, I'm gonna give this one a good amount of heat. Nope. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna have to use these long ones. Potato pizza is good with like a white sauce and if you get some bacon. I80386SX says, let's introduce a foreign concept, cheese curds. So that, before I moved to New England, I did not have much in the way of cheese curds. And now, scarcely a week goes by that I'm not eating some cheese curds. So love going up to Vermont. Having some poutine. Oh, this guy's gonna fight me. Sometimes what happens is you get a little bit of solder that's kind of on one side and it creates like a little bubble in the via. And it can make it kind of difficult to get it in there. Oh, Trina, you're in Canada. Don't they have like poutine on every corner? This Via is fighting me. It's fighting me, bro. There we go. We got it. There we go. Sometimes when you apply too much pressure, get your legs all twisted up in there. I probably should have checked to make sure I had the right size caps before deciding to do this as my stream today. But this will be okay. Not ideal. Flex that up just because it looks ugly. We don't like non-shiny solder joints here at the Big Bad Bench. Yeah, when you have vias this big, you can use your cap leg as a desoldering needle. Rudy asks if this is a Weller. Yes, this is my 30 some odd year Weller. I had two of these, one of them died. All right, this thing's been fighting me, bro. Down to our last one, though. And this one's going to be a little bit off the board. We'll add a little bit of inductance to this capacitor. It'll be okay for our testing purposes today. I promise I'll go back and buy some right-sized caps for this thing if the board winds up being an overclocking potential board. All right. Ugliest sin, but it should theoretically work. Just like me. All right, what do we need? We need some RAM. We need a power supply. We need a video card. I agree. Well, my old Weller is awesome. My new Weller kind of bites. I'm not a huge fan of my new Weller. It's fine. I like the hot tweezers, but there are things that I'm not super enthusiastic about. All right, let's find some RAM. There we go. It says Corsair, so it must be true. All right. This. Okay, so here's our power supply. Still had that jank on it. Theoretically have a keyboard around here. And we theoretically have a postcode reader around here. Rear. Actually, I guess, well, theoretically, the jumpers should be where they should be, right? Somebody was using this before. We can double check if things don't work out right here. Come on, baby. Come on. So we're going with a GeForce 4 MX 440 as a video card, just because it basically works in everything. And plop a speaker on here in case we get some beepage. And which one is our power switch? It's that one. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We got nothing. Wait, did I forget to turn on the electricity? It's possible. Maybe I didn't turn on the electricity. Yes, our electricity's off. Okay, here we go. Try 2. 3, 2, 1. We've got fan spin. We got a beep, and we got lights. Main screen turn on. Oh god, there's wires all over. Oh my gosh, and there's a 2SI case waiting for me. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go to the BIOS. Frequency voltage control. Yeah, we got some options. Nice. Oh, look at that. We got up to 166 on this jam. Ooh, this is exciting. This is real exciting. CPU temp looks good. Sweet. Oh, this is good. This is real good. All right, so let's shut this down. Oh, and I thought I had my camera moved. Sorry, folks. What is going on, camera? Oh. I'm zoomed out. There we go. Yes, it's kind of interesting that this defaulted to January 1st, 2000. All right, so let's see. I grabbed a quick CPU. I don't remember which one this one is, but I could tell that it's a Tualatin. At least I think it is. Yeah. Unless this is a Pentium 4. I forget. QHF3QS. Let's see. Got to power off. Of course, this is going to be kind of a pain. Take that out. Yep, that's that. Okay. In the slot. Socket. In the socket. Sometimes with these, your heatsink might not have been happy about working on a Tualatin because they're much thicker. They have an integrated heat spreader, whereas the copper mines do not. Okay, let's try this one. We got beeps. Main screen turn on. Seeing as a Celeron, that's not right. On you at 133. Might need to update the BIOS on this thing. Let's see what we got here. This Vio tries to charge the clock battery up to 3.3, so I guess it's okay to put a... Yeah. Normally, whatever circuits they are, they normally deal with somewhere between like 2.5 and 6 volts for those kind of CMOS circuits. So 2032 should be fine. All right, we got a jumper here. Is it actually listening to the ratio that's on this? That's weird. I thought the Tualetons had locked multipliers. If this doesn't have a locked multiplier, that's even funner. So what do we got? So let's do on, off, off, off. On, off, off, off. We were off, 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 on originally. What does that get us? Is 5.5. So we were on 5.5. Let's see what happens when we try to do this. So we switched it to 11. Let's see if this thing boots with an 11x multiplier. I don't know if the BIOS settings would have been remembered. And since we know we're kind of working, let's do this thing. Okay, got all our stuff back in here. Okay, here we go. Oh, it doesn't like that. Go down to 10. Off, on, off, off, off. Mr. Tech Judge, it did the bridge unlocked multipliers that are unlocking for Athlon XPs. Yeah, that was a fun thing. I think that unlocked the extra cache. There we go. Now we're in. Oh, look at that. We're at 1.33 gigahertz. Oh, you can't see. It remembered. Or maybe there's some other thing there. So yeah, this will be a fun overclocking thing. So yeah, 1.33 gigahertz on a Pentium 3 is kind of a badass setup. This is gonna be fun. Let's just do a quick thing. Obviously, we're not gonna see if this is super stable, but let's go nuts and do 142. Yep, 1.43 gigahertz. Yes, our floppy failed. Let's do a quick little DOS benchy thing. Might not be super stable. Might not be stable at all. Oh, here we go. It's doing it. Okay. Tech Ambrosia wants speed, sis. cd das bench. All right, first let's do the check CPU so I remember what I have here. Okay, so yeah, we have a Celeron T. Okay, so 1.425 gigahertz. This is a beast. Beast speed sys. Trina wants memtest 86. All right. So our processor benchmark is 1637.47. The Athlon 1400 is up here. The Celeron 1200 is here. So our little overclock is doing nice. What do we got with our caches? So we got the initial 16K, then we got 256. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do the hard drive test. All right. Should we have it run Doom? Do you think it'll run Quake? Let's do Quake. I just did the Quake time demo. D. Seems like something might not quite be totally stable on this system. But I think at some point it could be the XTID, that's true. I think it might have locked up. All right, so I think what we're going to do is say goodbye to this system. Boop, boop. And so aside from this lot of stuff, I also bought, got bombed. Do you remember if I said it was 12 or 13 computers last Sunday? And one of them is a really beautiful, tall, beige ATX case. So I think what we're gonna do is build a beautiful beige ATX case using this computer. So we'll hold this off for another stream. Let's get back to that other 486 board and see if we can get that going. It was either 12 or 13 computers. I gave one of them to Gutbomb, so I'm one fewer than I had. But it's okay, I have plenty. If anyone's looking for a Dell, anyone wants a free Dell Pentium 2 tower, I'm your man. All right. This is awesome. Tualatin. Oh, I'm so stoked that this is this. What a nice find. Okay, let's put some crap away for a moment. And let's look at that 486 board. I want to start by looking at that board under the microscope because I have not yet done so yet. Let's see. Trina, I can't give you a free computer. Sorry, you cannot be in Canada. You have to be in New England. Yeah. Dang. All right. Unfortunately, I can't show you what this board looked like. I will post. My phone is not showing me all of my pictures. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. Hey, if you want to drive down, Trina, I can give you a couple. Oops. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to grab the pictures of this board. Here, let's go under the microscope so you can see something maybe interesting while I'm looking for this. Uh-oh. What's that? Looks to be a scratch. Alright, I already found something kind of interesting. Not in the good kind of interesting way. Scrape a little solder mask off there so we can check to see if these traces are damaged. All right. Sorry, I want to finish looking this up. Boop. This. There. Okay, that was the wrong picture, but I'll show you that anyway. It's not inappropriate. All right, Trina, have fun at the hackerspace. There we go. So that's what this board looked like originally. Lots of gross corrosion. Let's make this a little bigger. That's my doggo. That's Bella. She was hiding. Yeah, so it's a different angle. You can also see that there was corrosion even in the sockets, the ISA slots. So yeah, this was kind of gross. All right, I'm gonna look. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to the microscope. Where the heck are we looking? I cannot see that with the bare eye. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is that area. So again, what I did was just a ultrasonic bath with dilute vinegar, and that took care of most of that green. You can see there's still areas where the solder mask is sort of popped up. Yeah, so I'll have to go back and remove all these. These are like cavities. You don't want to just like let them go. But it looks like most of these traces are fine. This little area was really bad for some reason, so we'll have to double check what's going on here. See if that trace is okay. But this area is pretty big, so that's probably fine. I don't really see much this little trace. All right, let's get out beat mode. Let's check that and that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Wow, we got kind of lucky, I think. I think what I want to do is just scrape these up a little bit. So I can polish up those traces before we solder this. I'll check the back of the board real quick too before we start putting stuff back on. But overall, this is much better than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting bad traces all over the place. Let's see about these scratches over here. That's fine. That's fine. Fine. Okay. We're good. Sweet. All right. I was worried there for a second. The other thing, shoot. This was really corroded and nasty, but that cleaned up real nice with a little bit of vinegar. All right, there were 2 chips in here. Where are those chips? Here they are. They're hugging. Now we need to figure out which one goes where, because they're the same size. Oh, right, I wanted to clean this up a little bit. All right, so let's flux that. So we want to put some flux in here and try to get rid of some of this solder. Make it a little easier on ourselves. So I'm just using the solder braid as a little bit of an abrasive here. Clean up those traces. Again, when you do this, you want to be careful. You want to move the solder braid with the iron. You don't want to move the solder braid by itself. You can really do a lot of damage to the traces if you start pulling on them. Nope. Do we have a bad one here? Yeah, I think we found a bad trace. I didn't even notice that one. Let's double check. Oh, no, it's just kind of ugly. Keep rubbing it until it breaks, right? There we go. That should be clean now. Okie dokie. So now, gotta figure out which chip is which. Our writing came off. TC4069. Alright, so that one goes here. And then this one goes here. So, I mean, with the condition that this is in, we probably didn't need to take off all these chips, but it's always safer if you can get in there and really take a look at your traces, because it's kind of hard to just say like, oh yeah, that trace is fine. And you know, it's hard to say where they're going, right? And so, sorry, I'll refocus in a moment here. I just want to hold this chip in. That spot did not. Where's my solder? There we go. Spot did not get all the solder out, but it's okay. Oh, and then the chip fell out. No, it didn't fall out. It did not fall out. There it goes. That is an excessive amount of solder. Okay. So we are well on our way of bringing this thing back now. I think, considering how dry and nasty some of this looks, probably gonna add some additional flux. Where the heck are we? Why are we not centered? All right, one chip back on. It's like halfway there, right? How many chips to go? Well, basically 2. Well, 3 overall. Oh, shoot. That was stupid. Oh, I did a stupid. Sorry. We'll be right back. It's these 2. And then there's 3 more. And this the keyboard socket. Flux it up. Flux it up. I might need to repair one of the chips. I saw one of the chips is kind of angry. I also don't know. Shoot. Oh, man. If I have all the sockets I need. So, that socket, we're not going to reuse that for obvious reasons. What size socket is that? Ooh, it's one of these. I have one of these. Yay. Use that keyboard adapter as a pressure point. Flux, 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 flux. Flux, 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 flux. Go to the opposite corner. In, go to this corner. Oh. That one's in. Let me just double check my eye real quick. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Now it's like soldering a SCSI port chip, something like that. Do, 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 do. All right, we're cranking right along. Cranking. We will make this thing catch fire in no time. If anyone saw my stream on Tuesday and saw those Vartas explode, yes, it might have led to some unsubscriptions. but the board is totally fine. I replaced those Vartas, or not Vartas, tantalums. I replaced those tantalums with regular electrolytic caps, and the board is testing totally fine. Put a regular CPU in it instead of that 386, 486 beast. Okay, now we need a more different socket. That's the wrong size. That's the right size for that one. Oh, but that's backwards. And there's one hole with solder still in it. Let's use the solder bolt. There we go. Beautiful. Again, we'll use our keyboard adapter as pressure. Flux, 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 flux. Uh-oh. It falled out. There we go. It's back. There. There. Let's give it the eye check. Looks good. Now we are soldering machine. Boop. 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 While we're soldering, if y'all wouldn't mind, hit that like button if you like soldering. Hit the like button if you don't like soldering. Hit the like button if you like weird 486 computers. So the processor in this thing is a 486 SLC, so it's a Cyrix. It's one of those weird 486s. Not as super powerful as the others, but as a real 486, but better than a 386. Oh yeah, another update. The IBM PS2 Model 80 is working pretty good. I still haven't gotten the SCSI card detected. But I have all my memory detected, and it looks like it's going to be good. Okay, so this, the WinBond, so that's going to be our ROM. That one is not socketed, unfortunately. I don't think I have the right size sockets for that. Now we could get janky. Should we get janky? Should we use a smaller socket? Oh, I have one that I already modified for this size. All right, let's get janky. All right. Oh, maybe it won't fit. Maybe that's why they did that. Yeah, they crammed. Oh no, it'll go. It'll go. We can get it. Ian Scott's fixing a weird 486. Ooh, a luggable. An integrated Trinitron. That is weird. So we're going to take this 40 pin and turn it down to whatever the pin number this one is. We're going to get rid of that little tiny blob of solder. There you go. Soldapult comes through again. And let's use our janky socket. I forget what I made this for, but apparently I didn't use it. Oh, I think I know what this was for. I think this was for a Dallas. Yeah. It was used in a Dallas, and it did not, the Dallas chip was cut, and so it did not make good contact. So yeah, these are all pointing up. All right. Getting closer, people. We're getting closer. Is everyone on the edge of their seats? I know Francois is. He gets excited about this kind of stuff. He'd want me to draw the pictures back on the board, though. If I were to remove any of the silk screening. Gotta redraw that. Oh yeah, so the PS2 Model 80 is working. It's seeing all the RAM. The SD drive started working again, and so it's been going. It failed the internal diagnostics. The SD drive did, but I think that's because it has one bad sector on the hard drive. It could be, at least. I'm hoping that's what it is. But aside from that, it's going well. So next step for me is to try to figure out why I can't get the SCSI card to work right. It's basically the configuration utility is saying that it's not the right ADFs or something like that. So I thought I got the right ones off of Ardent Tool, but maybe I didn't. Hey, Epictronics. So you missed this board that I cleaned up. This is what one of the sockets looked like. This is what one of the other sockets looked like. There was corrosion all over this board, but it got an ultrasonic bath. So I putting new sockets on. Hopefully this will be happy. These chips actually look pretty good. I put these through the ultrasonic too. These chips were off. I took those off. Let's put some deoxide on these chips just to help the slidiness. So I'm gonna lube them up. The other thing you missed was that so that the lot of junk that I picked up on and did the stream about on Tuesday. Oh, jeez. All right. There was a, forgot about the keyboard socket. There was a Pentium 3 board in that lot. Let's get out of the microscope for a second. I'll do this with my eyes. There was a Pentium 3 board, socket 370. And originally I wasn't too excited about that, but when I was looking at it the other day, and it had really bad caps on it, I noticed that the VIA chipset had a T at the end of it, which means that it's a Tualatin compatible chipset. And so we recapped the bad caps on that one and booted that up and did a real quick amount of overclocking. We'll build that into a full computer at some point on stream. I got a nice big beige case for that. But yeah, we did a super quick overclock on the P3 Tualatin to 1.4 gigahertz. Actually, it was a Celeron Tualatin. Okay, lube that one up. Okay, so, we gotta put this back on. We'll do that. Let me show you one bad thing in the microscope. So this chip might have some issues. I'm not sure if we're gonna get it into that socket without an adventure. Let's take a look at this chip under the microscope. So you can see we've got a lot of corrosion. There's my other forceps. Dang. Oh, there they are. Yeah, it's holding on. Not by much. You can see there's gunk down in there, and even I did, like I said, I ultrasonic these chips. So I'm just a little worried about these two legs right here. There we go, and stick this in the socket if we're gonna lose those legs. And like I mentioned before, the ultrasonic bath was a vinegar bath. I like to do that on corroded boards. Not full concentration vinegar, but dilute vinegar in deionized water. All right, let's see what happens when we try to plug this in. We'll do it in the microscope. Let's move that. All right. Electronics is saying I need to make sure the disk has been updated. All right. Well, now that I have a fully functioning PS2, I should be able to make that happen. floppy drive has been lovely. Done all kinds of floppy drive testing with it. So if you ever need advice about recapping your floppy drives, make sure to check out Epictronics' videos on that. Okay, good. Look at that. We didn't lose our legs. Now, if they're still connected internally, I can't promise that. All right, and then this thing had these RAM chips that say Nextron on them. Where's our Nextron? So we got these. These were in here. Oh yeah, we gotta put our socket back on. Let's tin up those traces real quick. Since they'll get covered back up. Hey, Justin D. Morgan's here, and he has a generic keyboard controller potentially for me. I think I might have one around here somewhere. I have a box of chips that apparently I took off of computers when I was a kid. I think there's at least one keyboard controller in there. Again, this is not important electrically. I'm just preventing future corrosion here. Okay. Beep, bop, boop, bop, boop. Check that trace. That looks a little scarfy. See, this is one where we could use the big iron. That is a lot of thermal mass that this little tip's trying to take care of. Go, little iron, go. You can do it. Okay. I think this is good enough to test. Get rid of our drawer of sockets. What are we forgetting? Obviously there's no battery. I don't have the the jumper installed here. I don't have this jumper installed here. This is, I think, the color jumper. But I don't think we care about those. I'm going to put a little deoxide in that socket. So we do have the math coprocessor for this thing. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Is anyone else excited? Is it just me? All right. Now, how do we put these on? Not this way. Idiot. Oh, I'm an idiot. All right. Got some RAM in there. I think the first thing we'll just do this. And then where did that speaker go? Got a speaker here. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yes, we got beeps. We got beeps. I think that was VGA beeps. All right. We got no fire either. That's the big one. Let's put our keyboard on. I80386SX says, if a power supply fails enough, it can trip a breaker. Yeah, I definitely did that while working on a Power Mac G4 power supply. Let's deoxide that socket. Okay, oh, we gotta connect up VGA. Where's our VGA? There's our VGA. Okay, here we go. I'll load it up. Mem check. Main screen turn on. All right. So who wants to bet that this is the green and purple BIOS? There it is. Oh God, that BIOS. Let's set a date a little higher. Got an auto detect hard drive utility. That's nice. That's a pretty relatively new setup. What else do we have here? Memory tick sound. Of course we need the memory tick sound. Oh, look at this. There's a special option for Cirx cache. I gotta turn that on. Get some performance. That's it. No, I didn't see the... Yeah, there's no dividers for the ISA bus, so we can't do any ISA overclocking with this board, unfortunately. Yes, we know. Asmodeus said, hello, welcome to the channel. Socket 370 Mobo looks like a DFI CA64. Yeah, that's what it theoretically is. Justin D. Morgan says that the green and purple was a requirement for the 386 AMI BIOS systems. Yeah, basically. All right. Tech Amber, do we need to run it? Let's run our check CPU. Well, that's interesting. It's saying it's a 50 megahertz CPU. Oh yeah, it is a 50 megahertz CPU. How about that? Got our internal L1 cache enabled. Sweet. Speeds this. Oh. Yeah, it's not gonna... Oh, it didn't like that. Oh no, there it goes. Okay. I thought it wanted more RAM. Is there any cache on this board? Does not appear that there's any L2 cache on this board. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Wow. Wow. So this is coming up with a score of 21.59, which is right over the 486DX250. So this is saying that according to this test, it's just as fast as a regular 486DS250. We're not going to do the hard drive. I can't do the cache test. Let's do the cache check just to double check here. Yeah. Yep. So the Cyrix 46 there. The Cyrix 46 chips had 1 kilobyte of internal cache. And that's all we got. We got no external cache. How sad is that? Justin says that DOSBench is a YouTube requirement. Just reference 6.22 of the rules. Yes. And Gutbomb asks about the turbo switch, and it does have a turbo switch. It has a jumper on the turbo switch. So yeah. All right, let's do some Doom. We'll do the small one. I don't have my spreadsheet up. Let's pull up my spreadsheet while that's going, so that I can do the math. It's cranking. Look at it go. It's not very impressive at that size. God, how could anyone actually play like that? Did anyone actually ever play like that? We can run the other one too. Oof, that CPU is getting hot. 3757 real ticks, which should give us... Oh, I did something wrong there. Sorry. 3757. 19.9 frames per second. Let's do the B. Oh. Oof. Do you think the math coprocessor helps with Doom at all? Well, this is interesting. So the math coprocessor is a 40 megahertz. That's probably why I thought this thing was a 40 megahertz. I wonder if they run asynchronously, or if they just overclock it. Yeah, everyone get your bets on what our FPS is. I don't even think it's 5. This is not my fastest ISA card. This is not a particularly fast ISA card, though. All right, Justin says Doom did not use the math coprocessor. John Galino says press the turbo button. I think we have turbo on right now. I can double check. But yeah, the turbo is engaged, so to speak. Yeah, Justin says that it runs synchronously. Yeah, I don't see a second oscillator. So they were probably just overclocking the floating point, or the math coprocessor. Come on, guy. So, the Pentium 3 system, what kind of video card do you think I should put in that thing? I think I have an ATA 9700 that's not being used. Is that era appropriate for a Pentium 3 Tualatin? I have probably several FX 5200s I could use. I don't know. Make suggestions about what kind of video card I should put in that system. See if we can make it happen when we build that into a full computer. I think we're gonna go with Windows 98. Tech Ambrosia says GeForce 2MX at the maximum. What? No, for a Pentium 3, 1.4 gigahertz, gotta give it something more than that. I guess we could do some testing and see where our bottleneck hits. Hey, I DIY. I do have a Voodoo 3, but it's a PCI Voodoo 3. I think I have a GeForce 4 Ti 4600 around here somewhere. No. Tech Ambrosia says it doesn't matter. They run identically. All right. So there you go. Maybe we'll do something with that the Voodoo 3 that's been sitting around doing nothing for a while. Epictronics has a GeForce 256. Yeah, that would be nice. I don't have one of those. But remember, this is going to be a Pentium 3 running at about 1.4 gigahertz. I'm pretty sure we can get it stable at 1.4. God, this might be the slowest Doom run I've ever had. Look at that. That was upsetting how slow that was. I wonder if it's getting slower because of the it's building up heat. DIY says this is like watching paint dry. This is a 486. This is what happens if you have a 486 with basically no cache. It has 1K of internal cache on the CPU. It's a Cyrix 486 SLC 250. 14,413. Wow, I've never had one that high. 14,413. Oh, come on. Oops. I put that in chat. Wow. All right, who guessed 5 frames per second? 5.2 frames per second. I can't believe it was that high. Oh no, I did have one that's higher. So I had a 3D6 DX25 that did 4.6 frames per second. Yeah, I have 3D6 DX40 scores that are much higher than this, that are double this. But they all had 128K of cache on them. So, it shows you, Doom, need your cache. Well, this was a lot of fun. I can't believe we got both of these working. We went 2 for 2 on a stream. Holy poop, y'all. Holy poop. Let's get out of here. I don't know why I worry about that, but I always shut it off. Wow. Okay. So there you go, folks. We did it. We freaking did it. We got 2 boards working in 1 stream. Oh, shoot. I forgot to check the turbo. All right. Well, whatever. If anyone's looking for a kind of sad 486 setup, just send me a message. I'll send this along. Otherwise, I think I'm going to try to get a bunch of stuff together. I can't go to the next MIT Swap Fest, but I think I'm going to go to, I'm definitely going to the one in September if I can, because I needed to get rid of a bunch of stuff. So yeah, and also there's this one. This was the one that I exploded all the tantalums on. This thing's working great, aside from the fact that it also has no cache. So out of that lot so far, we have four working boards, because this one basically worked once I reset. I squished on this, cleaned up the RAM sockets, and this thing is cranking. I'm trying to decide which case I want to build this in, but I know it's going to need to have a window because I want to see this board. This board needs to be on display. Big Bad Papa Wolf, you need a 486 crappy system. So there. So we got four systems, four motherboards that are totally working out of this lot. The other important thing, and I think next weekend's stream, I'm gonna upgrade one of my 486 systems and we'll do some testing. We'll try to get these CPUs brought back to life because they look kind of sad. So I think we're going to do some 486 stuff next weekend. Although I also got in some blank gals. And I need to repair a couple of plus logic boards. So I'm going to see if I can program some gals to repair a plus. So we have a lot of work to do. Oh crap, I forgot, I'm not streaming next Saturday. Oh, that's sad. So yeah, we'll do this at some point. List that 486 on eBay so I can call it a regret. Yes, Justin, if you pay more than $1 for this board, I would probably call it a regret as well. Give it some freaking cash, people. What the heck? It would be interesting to see how this thing performs with a little bit of cache. But I guess we do have some Cyrix similar CPUs that we'll be playing with at some point to upgrade the IBM Model 80. Whew. Anyway, yeah, 16K DX4. I think that's what these are. Okay. Whew. For a second, I thought one of the pins had corroded off. Yeah. So, thank you all so much for hanging out today. Tech Amber, are you streaming tonight? But as always, check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech on Sunday. And I'll pause for a few moments and see if Tech Ambrosia's streaming. Oh, it sounds like Justin wants this 486. Justin's a man that loves his regrettable purchases, even if he's not purchasing it. I would say that this is regrettable, even if you don't pay for it. Oh, Amber said she had to leave. Oh, I missed that. Okay, so she is streaming. Go check out her stream tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. And thank you all so much for hanging out today. And have a lovely week. And I will see you at some point. Not next weekend, though. I can't stream next Saturday. But yeah. Bye, y'all. Thank you.